You look at your cat. She looks at you. You think she sees you the same way you see her. Your face, your eyes, your expression, a person across from her. Scientists spent decades trying to figure out exactly what a cat sees when she looks at you. The answer was unexpected. She sees you, but not the way you think, not even close. And there's one thing she can see in your home right now that you will never see. I'll get to that in point 5. And once you understand how she actually sees you, you will never look at her the same way again. 1. She sees you blurry. A cat's visual acuity is roughly 20/100 on the human scale. That means what you can see clearly from 100 feet away, she can only see that clearly from 20. Beyond that, blurry, soft, out of focus. If you're standing across the room, she's not seeing your face. She's seeing a silhouette, a shape, general outlines, a familiar figure she taught herself to recognize not by facial features, but by the way you move, your proportions, your walk. She knows you the way a blind person knows someone close to them by their footsteps on the stairs, not by seeing, by knowing. You thought she was looking into your eyes from across the room. She's looking at a soft blur that smells like you and moves like you. And that's enough, because she memorized you a completely different way. 2. But she can see you in the dark when you're already blind. This is the trade-off. A cat's eye has a layer behind the retina that humans don't have, the tapetum lucidum. It's reflective. It bounces light back through the retina, giving it a second chance to absorb every photon. That's why cats' eyes glow in photos. That's the reflection. That's why a cat in a single candle's worth of light sees the world the way you do under full lighting. At a light level 7 times lower than what you need to see anything at all, she still sees you, clearly. When you get up at 2 a.m. to get water and think she's asleep, she sees every move you make, in complete darkness, without effort. You never disappear for her when the lights go out. 3. She sees you in different colors. You see the world in 3 primary colors: red, green, blue. A cat has 2 color receptors instead of 3. She doesn't see red. To her, red is a muddy grayish-brown. Orange is yellowish. Green she sees roughly the way you do. Blue, well, actually better than you. Her world is muted ochres, gray tones, bluish-green hues, similar to how someone with red-green colorblindness experiences things. That red hoodie you throw on when you want to look sharp. To her, it's a dull brownish nothing. Your blue jeans, vivid and rich. You've thought of her all this time as a creature who sees the world more vividly than you. But she looks at the same world, and it's quieter, more muted, like someone turned down half the orchestra. But that doesn't make her world poor. It makes it different. And in that different world, the center, in any color, in any light, always recognizable, is you. 4. She sees movement better than any human alive. This is where she leaves you completely behind. Her vision is built for hunting, not for color, not for distance, for movement. She can detect motion 200 times slower than the threshold of what you can perceive. A mouse frozen in the grass moving 1 whisker by a millimeter. You see nothing. She sees it. A cat's peripheral vision spans nearly 200 degrees, compared to about 180 for humans. She sees what's happening almost behind her without turning her head. When you wave your hand and she reacts instantly, that's not a reflex. That's millions of years of evolution designed to never miss a single movement in her field of vision. You are a constant source of movement for her, and she never stops reading that movement. 5. She can see ultraviolet light, something that literally doesn't exist for you. This 2014 discovery changed how scientists think about cat perception entirely. Researchers at City University London found that a cat's lens allows ultraviolet light to pass through. The human lens blocks it completely, which means your cat sees an entire spectrum of reality that for you simply does not exist. Urine traces on the floor glow for her like neon signs, which is exactly why she always knows precisely where another cat has been. Patterns on flowers that look solid to you are colorful maps leading her to nectar. Certain insects, invisible to you against leaves, glow for her. When your cat stares at a corner of the room where you see absolutely nothing, She may be seeing an ultraviolet trace that was left there hours or even days ago. Her world contains an entire additional layer of information that you have zero access to. She's not staring at nothing. She's reading something you can't even see. 6. She sees you differently, but knows you better than you think. Here's the paradox. Her vision is blurry at distance. Colors are muted. Faces. She doesn't distinguish facial features the way you do. But she knows you. Perfectly. Among 100 people, among unfamiliar voices, among foreign smells. Because she never relied on vision alone. She built you from everything. Your scent, which hasn't changed in years. The sound of your footsteps. The rhythm, the weight, the pace. Your walk, the angle of your lean, the length of your stride, how you carry your shoulders. Your voice, specifically your cadence, specifically your pauses. She assembled all of this into a portrait of you, multidimensional, precise, irreducible to any single sense. Researchers at the University of Tokyo found that cats recognize their owner's voice with up to 94% accuracy among strangers. They turn around. They get up. They move toward the sound. Only yours. She sees you blurry, but she knows you completely. 7. She reads your face, just not the way people do. Cats didn't evolve to read human facial expressions. It's not their native language. Raised eyebrows, a smile, a furrowed brow, all of that is information they have to learn after already living with people. And they do learn. A 2019 study found that cats who have lived with the same owner for a long time start distinguishing between their owner's happy and irritated expressions. Their owner specifically, not strangers. They shift their behavior based on what your face is doing. When you're smiling, they approach more. When you're frowning, they keep their distance. They did something no other animal does to the same degree. They learned to read one specific human's face. Your face. Not humans in general. You. She studied you like a language, and now she reads you without a dictionary. 8. When she looks into your eyes, something chemical happens. Researchers in Japan found that when a cat and a human look at each other and the human slow blinks, the cat's oxytocin levels go up, the bonding hormone, the same one a mother gets looking at her newborn, the same one that moves between people who are in love. A simple look. A slow, deliberate blink, and inside her, the chemistry of attachment switches on. What you experience as just a glance is a physiological event for her. Her body literally responds to your eyes, to the way you look at her, to what you're sending with that look. When she slow blinks back, she's not just reacting. She's saying it back. A mutual slow gaze between you and your cat isn't silence. It's a conversation in the language of chemistry. 9. She sees you as alive, and that's more important than everything else. All of it. The colors, the ultraviolet, the movement, the darkness. It all adds up to one thing. Your cat doesn't see you as a still image. She sees you as alive, breathing, moving, changing. She notices when you're walking slower than usual, when your shoulders are sitting differently, when your breathing has shifted. Her vision is calibrated for reading living things and not landscapes, not objects. Living things. And you are the most alive thing in her world, the most studied, the most familiar. She watches you every day, reading every movement, every change. You think you're just sitting at home. To her, you're the only thing worth watching. Now you know. She doesn't see your face the way you see it in the mirror. She doesn't see the color of your shirt the way you do. She doesn't see you clearly from across the room the way you see her. But she sees you in the dark when you can't see her. She sees layers of reality that don't exist for you. She has built up more information about you than any person in your life has, from your scent, your sounds, your movements, your patterns. She created you inside herself, precise, complete, alive. And every time she looks at you, she's not seeing just a person. She's seeing her person, the one she chose, the one she knows better than you realize, the one she would find in the dark, in a crowd, among 1,000 other scents. You. What do you feel when your cat looks you in the eyes? Drop it in the comments and subscribe. Every video here shows you something your cat has never been able to say out loud.